Hey there, John here. What's going on with trying to hire people? I mean, it's crazy what is going on, not in just the tanning industry, but in any industry, particularly retail service business. It's just crazy, isn't it? What's going on? And it really this almost this phrase of this take this job and shove it, and this place blows, I quit. I mean, they come up with all kinds of impulsive reasons to leave, and it's because we've had this huge paradigm shift from even 2 years ago. So uh, we're under attack from retail service industries are from today's workforce. And I guess maybe we better need to understand the workforce a little bit better. The tanning industry, of course, is no exception. And why has everything changed? Well, retail tanning workers have more choices today. You have to be the employer of choice. In my generation, we we'd kill each other to get a retail service job for $1 an hour. But that's not the case today. So entry level services today can quit a job, and it only sets up more opportunities for rehire. They can go to 20 other opportunities. So there's not a lot that's holding them just by the fact of having a job. They want a job for a lot other reasons, and some of them, are probably looking for the next stimulus payment, but hopefully that doesn't happen again. Uh, these opportunities of more jobs allows them to kind of dip their toes in other industries. So, if they don't have a job with you, they can try another retail service job and see if they like that a little better. Sometimes, of course, we have people that have worked other retail service jobs that have come to us because they just figure tanning is a better place to work. So I guess what it comes down to is asking the question, what demands are these workers, um, are there from these workers that might keep them? Give an example. Look at Amazon. Now, Amazon put this out just recently. Their starting wage is up to $18 an hour, and it plans to hire under 125,000 employees, whatever. If you've got if you've got people that are only looking for the highest wage they can get, we're not the industry. That's not going to happen with us. Uh, what you're looking for is someone that wants a balance of what they're getting paid, along with the working conditions and just the aura of working in the tanning industry, the passion of being part of tanning. And so we talk about it's time to stop settling for mediocrity and hiring. And I think that's what we're doing sometimes, is because we're assuming that, well, whoever I can get cheap. And the fact of the matter is that you need good bait to catch better fish. That's what it really comes down to. So, what bait attracts and keep good tanning salon fish or associates? So, first of all, you've got to get real about what you must pay. You must pay to get people that are reliable, responsible, mature thinking, good interpersonal skills, love tanning, have a passion about working in tanning. If they just want to make money in the highest wage, then we can't offer them. They're going to go to Amazon, or they're going to go even maybe McDonald's. And McDonald's is starting people at $15 or $16 an hour. But for our business, you've got to get real about what you pay. You can't be paying $9 and $10 an hour. That's crazy. Uh, Look for those candidates that are number one love tanning and have great natural interpersonal skills. And what I mean by natural, these are skills that they had as kids. Usually, National Education Association and SHRM tells us our socialization process of who we're going to become is pretty much done by the time we're 12 or 13 years old. So natural interpersonal skills are not something that they have to be trained with. They might be showing some abilities that might help them here or there, but naturally they have the uh, the desire to be around people and to invite people into their world. And that's a key thing with interviewing. And if you go on my YouTube channel, there's all kinds of uh, webinars on there that can help you. Specifically, one is with interviewing, natural interpersonal skills. And then, of course, we need to set up incentives to boost real compensation. So you've got to really pony up on lotions. I'd say 10% across the board, but on EFTs particularly, because Think about the margin that we make on EFTs. We make a huge amount of money on selling EFTs. And you're just going to have to put that money out there. And this is the way we can compete with maybe the Amazons of the rest of the world, is showing our employees getting paid some really, really nice bucks for selling an EFT. And if you look at it from a standpoint of a person buys a 2 or 3 month, they're on an EFT for 2 or 3 months, and you collect through those 3 months maybe 150 bucks plus maybe another 100 and some odd dollars in lotions, and you look at the number of times that that consumer tanned, your cost per tan is so ridiculously small. You've made a heck of a lot of money. You can afford to pay your employees to laser focus on selling those EFTs. So, all right. So, also always be recruiting. If your payroll has to be increased, it has to be increased. That's all there is to it. We're in a situation now that maybe we didn't even face even as late as 2019, but now we're competing with everybody else to get really good people, not just somebody whose heart's beating and can start tonight, and promises not to steal too much. We need crackerjack people, and the peak season is right around the corner. We're 6 weeks away from the curtain coming up on the peak season. And the biggest single problem I see among hundreds and hundreds of salons across the country is that what we've done is we've settled for mediocrity. Well, it's time to get away from that, because this peak season that's coming up is going to be it's going to be powerful. And it is such an opportunity for you to make even more than what you made in 2021. 2021 was a breakout year in a peak season. 2022 is going to be even more. We're projecting it to be at least 15% more than 2021. So for peak 2022, stop looking at your payroll. Focus on your top line. The first 6 months of the year can make your year, it can just be phenomenal. But you have to have people that are willing to really put out to try to sell customers as they're coming in. Remember that more than 85% of the people that come into your salon in February don't currently have a package for tanning. And so they're targets for what looks like inexpensive tanning the longer that you commit yourself, whether it's from a single or a 10 or a 30-day unlimited or a 3 or 6 month EFT. The more they commit, the cheaper that tanning per tan gets, but the more money that you make. So uh, listen, you got to consider the cost of bad hiring. Bad hiring is that you hire people just because you're desperate or whatever, or you're trying to save a couple bucks per hour. And if you look at the cost of bad hiring, not just the payroll you're putting out, but if you look at the cost because you've put people in a position to take care of a lot of customers and a lot of tans, and their lotion average or their per sale average with lotions and services is way below even the average of the salon or the average of what the industry is churning in right now. In 2019, across our spectrum, the lotion average was about 289 a tan, and our PSA was somewhere around $12. I see salons come into me all the time that are, in some cases, half of that. And so when you look at the studies and you look at the people that have left, the people that were bad hires to begin with, we lost a lot of money, not just on their payroll. We lost a lot of money because we handed consumers over to them and they did a crappy job with it. Maybe they weren't trained right. I don't know. But maybe they didn't have those natural talents to begin with. Maybe they should never have been offered the job. And so I say to people, you gotta stop this madness. All the best training ambiance or tanning ambiance and promotions in the world can only get your customer lathered up. Your sales staff still has to do the shaving. I'm an old guy. I love that expression. We just can we can get the consumer lathered up, but your people that work for you have to shave them. So stop this madness before peak 2022. You don't have that much time to go. And I've got a hellacious number of salons that are coming to me right now, and I'm not complaining about that. I want to try to help everybody, but for all the things I try to do in terms of recreating their EFT or their package pricing strategy, and our marketing that goes along with it. One of the biggest issues I've got is the people that we're trying to do this with, the employees. And I'm seeing people, owners that are just saying, no, I only want to start somebody at $10 an hour. You know, somebody that would start at $10 an hour does not have a self-esteem that you're looking for. You want somebody with a real good self-esteem that's got kind of a swagger to them, you know, and that kind of person isn't going to come to work for you for $10 an hour. But there's a balance. You don't have to pay maybe the $18 an hour that Amazon is paying, obviously, but you've got to pay a decent wage, you know, to put out that bait to get them in there in the first place. And then you start talking to them about what they can make in selling memberships and lotions. And all of a sudden that per hour average goes up quite a bit. So peak is right around the corner. And look at, this is all I do, people. 6.5 days a week. This is all I do. So I do makeovers with salon owners and for chains and stores all the time for pricing, EFT design, marketing. This is all I do. And right now I'm solidly working on peak 2022. So if you want to know what you can do to make your salon better, ask for my free consultation and go on www.johnrfarr.com and I can help you. So I hope that some of this has been some help to you and hopefully some inspiration to get going now. Now's not the time to sit down. Thanksgiving is over with. Everybody's still trying to run off the extra turkey and mashed potatoes and whatever. Now's the time to get ready, not in February. Now's the time to get ready for peak 2022. Hope that you're having a good holiday season so far, and I'll see and talk to you soon.